So hey guys, Blue Bridge here, and it ended up with Chelsea winning in cold Astana by 3 goals to 1, and we didn't even have Cole Palmer. So let's get into it. So who needs Cole Palmer when you've got cold Astana? Today, Chelsea, the youngsters, their C team, I'd say, they conquered Astana in freezing temperatures, -11. I felt cold even watching the game, and I just had a thought whilst watching this game. I was thinking, why? They know that it's going to be winter because Astana are actually on their winter break at the moment. So I'm thinking, why don't they let teams like Astana, teams who they know where the conditions are going to be freezing, why don't they make it that they play all their home games before it gets really cold, and then they play their away games a bit later? That would make more sense because it could get quite dangerous out there. Especially that right-hand side of the pitch in the second half, that was really frosty, and it's sort of the ball wasn't moving as freely as it could. But you know what, Chelsea, the character of the players, because they've come in young side and they have adapted. And a very professional performance. Game was won and dusted in the first half, to be honest. Chelsea, it looked like Astana gave us too much respect. They stood off us and they allowed us to play. So we can't really draw too many conclusions from the game. But we still had to do what we needed to do. And Gueye, I've criticised him quite a few times in this competition, but today he showed up with, okay, it's only Astana, as if we say only Astana, but Astana are quite an accomplished side in Europe because they have actually made the group stage of the Champions League. I think it was in 2017, and they drew 4 of their 6 games, so they're no mugs in Europe. But as I said, the teams in this tournament are, we should really be beating them. But this was a lot of our younger players who had a run out in this game. So it's not even our B team; it's B/C team today who played. And you still got to play the opposition in front of you. And Gueye, fantastic burst of pace. I didn't know he had it in him actually, and he came across the goalkeeper, a neat finish for his first goal, and the second goal was a great poacher's goal. Neto, obviously, he stood out against this opposition in the first half. His crosses are fantastic. He put in a great cross, and it came off some part of Gueye's body to make it 2. Then Renato Vega with a towering header to make it 3-0. The only down in that first half was conceding that goal. And Renato Vega, okay, he scored that goal, but he has to come in for a little bit of criticism. And the reason he comes in for that criticism is because what he did was he did this against Tottenham as well. So he's got to learn where he's given the I think it was Son. He allowed him to cut in on his stronger foot and shoot, and he sort of backed off him. And today we saw that with the goal scored by who was a guy, Tomasov. Tomasov, good player. He looked really decent actually today. And so again, Vega he backed off. Brilliant finish though, to be fair. But at this level, you can't be giving the players time and space like Vega gave him. So hopefully he'll learn from that. And in the second half, Astana came out with a lot more purpose. I think their manager was saying, look, this isn't their prop first team, it's not even their second team. Go out there and have a go. So they did go and make it more of a contest. And in the first 15-20 minutes, they created a few chances. Georgeson made a couple of good saves actually to keep it at 3-1. But then Chelsea took control again, and we had the more shots. And looking at all our players, I think I spoke a lot about Achimpong yesterday, and he didn't disappoint. He was fantastic, very composed on the ball, great at carrying the ball as well. He made one silky run where he beat about three or four players. He made one error with a misplaced pass. I think that's the only thing I saw him do wrong in that entire game. And remember what I said yesterday, he hadn't played a lot of football because he was frozen out of football. So to come back after not playing all that football and to put in a performance like that was very impressive. And he's somebody who fits into the Maresca system like a glove. So I'm hoping that there is a pathway for this boy, because today he was very impressive. The other guy who impressed me was Raksaki in the middle of the park. Okay, they weren't closing down hard and pressing us like Premier League teams do, but what he showed, it was his good use of the ball. Okay, he kept it simple, but he had good awareness. His weight of passing was good, and he just kept that because he kept that midfield fluid. And I didn't think he would have played it today because he's more of an attack-minded midfielder. But today he played that holding role, and to show that sort of discipline in that role, it was good, and that bodes well for the future as well. And Tyreek George on that left-hand side, bags of confidence. You know that guy. You know, every time he gets the ball, he wants to take on his player. Again, unlucky. You can see he's trying really hard for a goal. I think at 0-0 he had a shot which was coming in, but it didn't come in enough. A great curler, closer than what I thought at first. And he had two or three shots where the goalkeeper actually saved it. But everything that guy does, he does with confidence, and you can see that there is a player in there on that left hand side. So the future, it looks good. Chukwuemeka, I know a lot of people were on his back today. I thought he did all right. He hasn't played a lot of minutes of football neither, but I thought he did okay. I know a lot of people wanted him to step up today and were a bit disappointed, but I said I thought he was all right. And Amper, who came on, Atu Amper, raw, and sometimes he would made the wrong decisions, but then as he grew into the game, there was a couple of good moments that he did, and again he was positive. He was always looking to take his man on. Felt a bit sorry for him because the conditions over that side were very hazardous, and he's lost his footing a couple of times. But again, that was more to do with the pitch. I think with a better pitch, better conditions, then would have seen a bit more about him. Kano Dyer came on a bit later on. Harvey Vale came on. He did all right. But as I said, it was a good run out for these boys. And what I like, and I've been saying this every single time we've played in this competition, and we saw it even now with the other players coming in, the likes of your Dyers, your Sakis, your Achampongs, your Georges, they've come in. And the style of football is still the same. And that's credit to Maresca. Because Maresca's, everyone's comfortable in playing this way. And we can see patterns of play because we've been screaming out for patterns of play throughout the tenures of your Potters and your Pochettinos and people like that. But you can see a style of play, a defined way of playing. And that's got to be credit to the manager. And what else was I going to say? I think that's it, really. Oh, Jorgensen. I want to talk about Jorgensen a bit because what he had to do today, he did well. He had no chance for that goal, but I just love his composure on the ball. He just looks so calm on the ball. There was one time one of the Astana players was coming towards him. Coolly just dragged it past him and passed it on. So as a ball playing goalkeeper, I think he's a lot more. He gives me more confidence than Sancho. So when he's going to be introduced into the team, I don't know, but I just feel that him behind the sticks just gives me a little bit more confidence. And we'll probably have to wait for two or three mistakes from Sancho before he gets his chance. So anyway, we take away the 3 points. We've gone to a freezing cold Astana. We've so our other players are rested. I think one note on Cuckoo, because he was down to play. He picked up an injury. I'm not sure what sort of injury he's picked up today. Hope it's nothing too serious because he wasn't even on the bench. And João Felix picked up an injury as well, so he didn't travel. So I'm just hoping that those two are okay. So our players are rested for Brentford. the other players. So we've picked up the 3 points. We've given the youngsters another chance, more opportunities. Hopefully, Achampong after this game knows that he's going to get chances. Another game against Shamrock where he can start, and I hope he does. And so it's looking good. The future's looking bright. And every time I watch this team, okay, I said I know the opposition are not the best, but it's not only about that. It's about the style of play. It's about the attitude of the players, and everything I'm seeing at the moment, I'm quite happy with. So long may it continue. So what are your thoughts about the game? Just stick it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye bye.